Hi everyone, this is day 3 of my Make a Video a Day challenge. My name is Dhanusha. I'm an executive and transformational coach. I work with business leaders and owners to help them realign with purpose, lead with clarity, and grow sustainably. So for today's video, I thought I would talk about how to get the most out of a coaching session. There are many times when I dial into a coaching session and my client hasn't had the opportunity to give any thoughts to what they would like to talk about. Whilst there's nothing wrong with that, and it is the coach's job to help you work through what's relevant to you and help you identify a topic and how would you like to use the coaching conversation to work through that topic. As you can imagine, it takes a fair bit of time in a paid coaching conversation to be able to draw that out. So it's more beneficial for you as a client if you're able to put a bit of thought to a topic that's relevant for you. Generally, you would work with a coach to help you overcome something that you're feeling challenged with. Maybe something that you are stuck with, an area of your life where you feel stuck, something that you're trying to make a decision on but just not quite sure or unable to make that decision. Something that you're finding challenging in your life, whether it's working with a difficult person at work or even a family member, trying to get a point across to someone, figuring out how to get your team to work with you on a particular project, any sort of challenge, or even just trying to plan for the future or figure out how to progress in your career, for example. A lot of my work focuses on leadership development, increasing one's effectiveness, impact, and level of influence across the board. You know, it's not just about what you do, it's how you do it. And in a business environment, you also need to be able to tell people what you're doing and how you're doing it so they can support you and recognize you for your efforts, but also reward you with the necessary recognition, whether it's monetary or progression in your career as well. On a personal level, I help people, primarily reconnect with themselves. A lot of times people that work in corporate environments in particular are faced with a lot of stress, and they lose a sense of themselves in the process, right? So that's also my background, and I help people reconnect with what's important to them. It doesn't mean that they end up changing careers. That's not what that's all about. It's just about finding themselves and finding their authentic voice and empowering them to bring more of that to the way they do performing their job. Okay. So as you think about, if you're thinking about working with a coach, it pays to think ahead of time as to how you'd like to use the coach to be able to support you, so you can be very intentional and get the most out of that relationship. And then for every coaching session, spend a bit of time before the session to think about what you're faced with, what you'd like to work on, and how you'd like the coaching conversation to help you. It allows you to make the most of the time that you have with a paid coach and to just maximize the value that you can get out of them. And they will then be able to help you uncover new thinking that you may not have already thought about, rather than helping you rehash what you might have already thought about but have just forgotten because you didn't have time to prepare for a coaching conversation. Okay, I hope that's helpful. If you are enjoying these videos, please consider liking or commenting or following. Thanks very much.